Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
Terrence.
What's up?
And special guest, Carrie.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. There is actually a pretty decent amount to talk about this week. We do have a couple things checked out. We did telegraph that Mike and I would talk about Gangs of London, which we will. Then there's a couple other things we'll talk about. There's plenty in lightning round, a couple stories in movie and TV news. Question of the week is back again this week. What the fuck, brought to you by JTD, is back, of course, and then 2 trailers. All right, so let's get right into it. Somebody watched Defending Jacob?
Yeah, I watched Defending Jacob. It is an American crime drama web television miniseries.
Is this the Chris Evans thing?
Yes, this is the Chris Evans show. On Apple TV Plus, because I still have that.
Did you have it for like a year?
Yeah, that doesn't expire until November. So might as well watch something on it.
Yeah.
This is pretty good. It stars Chris Evans, Michelle Dockery, Jaden Marshall, spelled Jaeden.
I don't like that. Don't care
white
for it.
Folks.
Oh, he was born in 2003. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Cherry Jones and Pablo Schreiber. It is about so Chris Evans plays Andy Barber, this assistant district attorney. He's a guy that's really good at his job. One day at his kids' school, they find out that one of the students has been murdered, and all signs are pointing to the fact that it's Chris Evans' kid that did it. And the kid is kind of, he's awkward and kind of, he looks like emo Spider-Man. He's kind of weird, and it's not like he doesn't have friends, but he's the kind of kid that gets picked on, and it's all signs are pointing to him. Right. And the show is about this family who is dealing with this very public accusation. Like, the kid gets arrested and thrown in jail, and they live in this very rich, Massachusetts suburb. So it's
Chris Evans' life then.
Yeah, pretty much. This is it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. It's only 8 episodes. I've watched the first 3, and very strong performances by everybody. You forget. Well, I don't know if you forget, but Chris Evans is he's a good actor. He's not just
He's not just Captain America.
If you get killed, walk it off. Like, he's not just that guy, right? Like, he actually is a very good guy, a very good actor who plays a very good concerned father who is kind of blinded by the fact that, no, not my son, no, not my son. Whereas the mother is kind of like, he's kind of
maybe my son.
Maybe my son.
It's pretty good, honestly. I mean, if you got Apple TV, there's nothing else to watch on it.
This is a resounding review.
I am actually enjoying it. So the first 5 or 6 episodes are out now because Apple TV releases them weekly.
Okay.
So yeah, I would check it out. I think it's actually pretty good. They get into I'm watching it with my wife, right? And lawyer, so it's like, oh, let's watch this because it has something to do with the law. I think part of that is why I'm enjoying the show, because it's like something that we can watch together. But
does she approve of the legal aspects of it, or she's like us with with me with computers? I'm like, that's not how hacking works.
Right. She picks it apart, and like at one point the other assistant district attorney, played by Pablo Schreiber, he's like, we think that this kid poses a flight risk, so we want to set bail at $500,000 or some bullshit. She was like, what the fuck? and then the judge in the show was like, calm down, calm down, chief. And my wife was like, okay, all right, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Finally, some reason.
Right.
He's a flight risk.
But yes, it's pretty good, man. It's if you this is the best thing I can say about this is that it is a study on how to not parent like a rich white person, because it's a lot of, hey bud, you want to come down now and you want to maybe put the games down, like get the fuck off them goddamn video games. don't tell people you're gonna
Micah's future household.
don't tell them that you're gonna fucking murder them while playing Call of Duty after everyone knows that you are the guy who was arrested for possibly murdering someone. Like, you gotta be smarter than that, kid.
Yeah. How about you don't get to play Call of Duty right now? Like, maybe that's just not. Maybe video games are not really your thing.
Right. So
that's
it's
funny.
I enjoy it though. It's pretty good, and it's only 8 episodes. It feels like it only needs to be 8 episodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I thought the trailer was pretty good, so I was actually looking forward to that. I'm never going to get Apple TV, so I'll just go by your review. I'll live vicariously through you. Somebody watch Breeders?
So I watched Breeders. Breeders is an American-British parental comedy television series created by Martin Freeman.
Oh, okay. I do know the show, actually.
Yo, this show is fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
And I think anyone should watch it. If you have children, especially very young children, I think you really should watch it, because it is a bit of a catharsis for you, right? Like Martin Freeman, like, he loves his wife and, you know, he loves his kids, but, you know, he wanted kids, but then it's like they're here now, and Martin Freeman is just swearing up a storm, dude. He's just like the kids are just being kids. He's just like, shut the fuck up. Right? Like,
I saw the trailer for this. I was like, yeah, this seems like a show I would enjoy.
It's really funny, man. It's really funny. And apparently it is partially based on Freeman's own experience as a parent.
Martin Freeman is a terrible father. Good Lord.
So it is an FX series, and so, you know, FX is kind of like basic cable HBO.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they allow a little more violence and a little more profanity. And the first season is up on demand or whatever, so you can find it. Okay. And it's 10 half-hour episodes. It's an easy watch. Yeah, I highly recommend that. You know, I love my comedies and I love my British comedies, and this is fucking hysterical. Right. Especially because my wife and I are going through it right now. And, like, this little kid is almost called him something else. This kid is going through he is finding his independence. Yeah. And he is just yelling and screaming.
It's on Hulu, by the way.
It's on Hulu. Watch it.
Yeah, the first season's on Hulu.
Watch it. It's really good. Watch it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I definitely will. Is this What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show or the movie?
The TV show.
Oh,
are you watching?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Have you seen the movie, by the way?
No, I definitely should watch it at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, it's a show that a few of my friends have been into for a while now, and I've been home furloughed with nothing to do, and it's on Hulu for free. So I was like, guess I'm watching this. I'm fully caught up. I watched this week's episode actually earlier today. It's got Mark Hamill in it.
Yeah, I saw the ad for it. It was pretty funny. Really
good. If you're not familiar with the show, it's about 4 vampires and one of the vampires familiar, and they live in a house on Staten Island.
On Staten Island.
And they get into just fucking vampire shenanigans. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the guest stars are really good. Doug Jones as the Baron might be my favorite. His episode where he gets fucking super drunk while wearing like a New Jersey Devils hat out in the middle of Staten Island, and then like wants to eat a pizza, but he keeps calling it the pizza pie.
I like the comedy of this. Is this written at all by Taika Waititi, or does he do any work on it? Do you know?
I know he executive produces. I don't know who is mostly responsible for writing. I know Jermaine Clement has done some of the writing and some of the directing. Yeah. I know Taika has directed a couple of the episodes. But yeah, I don't know. It's very funny. I think my favorite character is actually Colin Robinson, the energy vampire. Not a traditional vampire. He doesn't have fangs or anything. He's just sort of like a guy who drains the energy of everyone around him just sort of by talking at them. And the way that he's written is just so good.
That's funny.
So
yeah, that's definitely a show I wanted to watch.
Yeah, if you're not already watching What We Do in the Shadows and you enjoy that sort of like mildly absurdist humor, it's very good.
All right, cool. Now, changing to completely different gears, something that is just a riot of laughs. Gangs of London.
Before you guys talk about Gangs of London, I watched the second season of Dead to Me.
Oh, okay. I saw you talking about this. I haven't watched it yet. I really want to hear your thoughts on this.
If you like the first season, you will love the second season. Like, I don't want to say anything else because there's things that happen in the second season that would spoil it for you.
I love the first season.
It's very good. It's very good. The ending is
well. The ending to season 1 was fucking bonkers. Yeah. For people who don't know, Dead to Me is starring Christine Applegate. I forget the other woman's name.
What is her name? Linda Cardellini.
Yeah. And well, here, Terrence, I'll let you tell the general premise of it. It's hard to not spoil it.
Yeah, the first season is about a woman who lost her husband. He gets hit by a car. Am I spoiling the first season?
No, that part's not spoiling it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil. Like, if no one has seen, I mean, it's a year old, but woman's husband gets hit by a car, and then this other woman comes into her life, and she's like super nice, and they get along really well, and then something else happens, and like a whole bunch of crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the gist of it. She's trying to find out who killed her husband.
Yeah. Yeah, because they meet in like they meet in some sort of like yoga,
it's like a grief
class or something.
Yeah. They meet and they become friends and they get into a bunch of shenanigans and shit goes off the rails.
So I assume it continues.
Season 1, just like, wow. And then from season 1 into season 2, look, y'all got to watch it.
I love the first season. It was so good.
Yeah, this season doesn't disappoint. Okay. Like, I sat and watched the entire season in one night.
Really? Because it's like, those are like 45-minute episodes, aren't they?
30 minutes. 35 minutes a piece. Right. And it's 8 episodes.
Okay.
8 or 9 episodes. Yeah, I just sat and just blew through it. It's so good.
God damn. Wikipedia calls it under the genre category. It says it's a black comedy, and then it says it's a tragic comedy. One word. I didn't know that was a thing.
That is not.
Yeah, but it
what?
But it
tragic comedy.
But it does kind of describe it because it has like real moments of you're like, oh,
yeah, it's funny, but there's
some super serious moments in there.
There's a moment in this season where I'm like, yeah, this is really sad. Like, it's the acting, like Linda Cardellini. She does like an amazing job in this one scene, and I'm like, whew. I ain't no bitch, nigga. Like, it's so good. Like, yeah, I'm like, wow,
nice try, Netflix.
I feel so bad for her, but it's a great show. It's like, again, have you seen any of it, Carrie? You should check it out.
I feel like you would dig it.
I've been told that it's something that I would enjoy. Well,
It's
I mean,
good.
now that I'm all fully caught up on What We Do in the Shadows, maybe that'll be the next thing I start watching.
Yeah. Dead to Me will pull you in quite quickly.
Yeah.
It's like that first episode, you're like, wait, I'm sorry, what was the ending? And then, like, from there, you're just drawn into the season. It took a long time for season 2, actually.
Yeah. Yo, watch it.
All right.
Just watch it. They just go off the rails with the second episode. Like,
All right.
what?
Yeah, it was funny because the first season, my wife got really into it as well. We were watching it together, and I was like, I don't remember. I think I had a screener or something, and we had like 2 or 3 more episodes. And I got home, and she was like, "Yeah, I already finished the season." I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" She was like, "No, this season's so good." It's like the rule is we wait, except for when I don't wait for you and don't tell you.
Wow.
I'll never finish a series. Are you kidding me? I'll just rewatch. I'm like, I'll just rewatch it with you. Like, it's fine. All right. So, switching gears. Micah, what did you think of the dark comedy Gangs of London?
I only got a chance to watch the first episode, but
Okay. I'm only in episode. I finished the first 4 episodes, and I think it's 8.
9. There are 9 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is me. The show was made for me.
Look, let me just say this for everybody on this episode. Carrie, not for you. I don't imagine this would be for you. Terrence, you hate Joy. This show is perfect for you. I can't believe you haven't seen it twice.
Oh, I have it.
Yeah.
I just have not.
Trust me.
Yeah,
You
right.
will love this show. You will love it. It's super dark. It's super fucked up.
The first shot is a guy killing another man by hanging him off of a building and then setting him on fire so that he falls. Like,
That's fucked up.
all right.
I mean, it's a hell of a way to kill a guy. Yeah, it is.
Wait, he's hanging.
He's hanging by a rope.
He's hanging by a rope
He
by
pu-
his foot.
By his foot. The other guy pours gasoline on him, lights the rope on fire. It, of course, goes down, lights the guy on fire, burns through the rope, and then the guy falls to his death. Like, yo, how many different ways does this dude need to die before hitting the ground? It's ridiculous. But they're gangsters, right? That's what they do. It was an inventive first shot, I will say that.
Yeah, it was a beautiful first shot.
Yeah, it actually really is.
It's kind of justified.
What's that?
It's kind of justified. I mean, you know, if it was the person that did it, if it wasn't and just a random dude, well, which, you know, it was just a random dude. Well, I mean, maybe it was a little bit of overkill.
Yeah.
But,
one could make an argument.
you know what I love about this show and what I love about most British shows is the fact that, like, and I hate to keep like harping on like race.
I know exactly what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
But it is a worldly. It feels like a worldly show, right? Like there are, like it feels like a fucking Grand Theft Auto game. You got the Kurds, you got the Triads, you got the Albanians, you got the Pakistani. Like it's all these different gangs, and it feels bigger than just because London is like a huge transient city, right? Like there's just a bunch of people there of all shapes, colors, sizes, creeds, whatever.
Right.
And I love it. That's what I want to see about from my TV, which is why this show is amazing. There's like, and it's gangsters. And look, I'm sorry. I'm one of them dullards. I'm one of them American idiots who thinks that everything with a British accent just sounds more authentic. Like it does, yo. Like I really believe that these people are fucking gangsters. The dude from Star Trek is in it, yo. The what's that dude's name?
Oh yeah, he was the Irish dude from Engineering.
Yeah, man, he's in it. And, you know, he kind of, spoiler alert, he kind of Sean Beans it. But,
Can't wait to the end of the season.
This is a really good show, man. And
well, hold on. Let's tell the premise first. So the premise of the show is that this guy, Flynn Wallace, played by the dude from Star Trek, he is like top shit gangster, right, in London. And there's like, so his family kind of runs the drug trade sort of in London. And then there's all these other gang families that sort of work with him. Right. They all kind of work with him and under him. And it's kind of like that season in The Wire where they were trying to get everybody to come together and have these meetings so that everybody could profit and everything would be cool. Like, that's what they've done to London. And then in the beginning of the show, you find out that somebody kills Flynn Wallace. So then his son has to take over, Sean, and he's not as far into that world, but he's kind of being pushed into that world. And he's trying to find out who killed his dad while also taking over this gang and taking over London. Meanwhile,
like, people are, and like the rest of the gangsters, they're like, you know, the Keystone is dead. But we, you know, business got to keep moving.
Right.
And Sean is just like, nah, yo, one of y'all motherfuckers killed my dad, and shit is going to stop until I figure out who did it.
Right.
And that kind of brings animosity to everyone else's animosity to the rest, to the Wallace family.
Right. But there are a bunch of other like weird, not weird, but like interesting aspects of the show. Like the Wallace family is super tight with this black family, and like they're like brothers basically. And so like sort of Wallace's number one guy is still alive, this black dude, and he has a son who's also, they're all involved in this like corrupt gang business. And they kind of are trying to shepherd Sean, this young kid, into how to run the business. And then that's all happening. So there's all like this intertwined, like racially intertwined stuff, which is kind of interesting. All that's happening. And then there's the black dude you see in the trailer who is like kind of an up and comer in the gang, who has the best action scenes in the fucking series. They are incredible. Holy shit, Terrence. Like, yo, this shit is wild. Cause like his dad apparently was a boxer back in the day. And I guess that's how he learned to fight. Yo, Micah, you only been in episode 1. Look, there is a fight. So the big fight in episode 1 is like the bar fight. Like that's the big action sequence. Episode 2, I don't want to spoil it for you, but like there's a whole like major shootout sequence. Episode 3, like that dude had like, he goes up against a couple other dude or like another guy, which is super violent and just brutal. It's almost like out of a video game. It's so fucking insane. And then episode 4, like each episode's action sequences feels like a really elaborate action sequence in a video game. Like not in a cheap way, but like in a very good way.
In a way like The Raid.
Yeah, because it's Gareth Evans, right? Who did this.
Yeah.
But like this doesn't spoil anything. I'll just tell you what the premise is for the action sequence of the 4th episode, just to give you an idea that it's wildly different than anything else. They find themselves caught on like a public street with a sniper with like a high powered rifle. And the way Gareth Evans shoots the scene, like it's concentrated on Sean as everyone is trying to move around him to make sure he's safe. It's brutal as fuck. Like it is insane, but it's a dope scene. It's a super dope scene. So yeah, so far, like it's one of the best shows I've seen in a long time, actually. Like if you are into like, especially like brutal gangster shows, yeah, Gangs of London is not fucking around. It's very, very good. So I think you'll dig it, Terrence. I really do. Carrie, this is
available. It's available on Cinemax if you have that.
I do.
No one has Cinemax.
I have Cinemax. I love it. It is the best.
Sure.
I unraw the files on Cinemax all the time.
I swear to God, I didn't know Cinemax was still a thing.
Yeah. Apparently they ended Cinemax Go recently. People were like,
I didn't know that was
real.
But okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Look,
Cinemax Go.
I'm gonna be real with y'all for a second. Most of my experience with Cinemax was accidentally stumbling onto late night Skinemax.
You're lying. That's why I started shaking my head. You're lying. You didn't accidentally do nothing, Carrie. Knock it off.
No, because when I was
what channel is it? 23.
No, when I was in undergrad and living on campus, like we got Cinemax, but I didn't like pay attention to it till it was like 2 a.m. and I'm flipping through because I had insomnia, and I was like, "Yo, that's a whole ass titty on my screen. Is this allowed?" Like
it is.
We're watching Red Shoe Diaries.
Emmanuel.
Wow.
So yeah, Taos University was providing free softcore porn to their students.
By the way, there's nothing worse than softcore porn.
It's trash.
It's fucking trash.
Like there's nothing good about it.
You got women riding dudes on their abs and
come on.
What the fuck?
Show us your cock.
That's not where the dick is.
Yeah, no, you're like, all right, enough of this. Let's go to Pornhub or X videos or wherever.
I mean, that's all I had when I was fucking
Yeah, back in the day.
10. What the fuck?
And you're always like, well, they're going to, like, is the camera angle going to change like one time by mistake? No, nigga, never.
No.
It's never going to happen.
You're not seeing anything
Anything good. No.
In that scenario. You're getting tits. And that's it.
Yeah, you might get some bush, but that was about it. That's all you got.
Where?
No, might. It wasn't all the time. It wasn't all the time. Sad. All right, let's move into lightning round this week. But just Gangs of London, by the way, just highly recommend it. Just if you like Gareth Evans' work on The Raid, you'll love this. And by the way, it does prove that he can actually do a narrative story, not just all action. Because that's my issue with The Raid. Like, it's like the John Wick movies. They're not really telling stories. They're great fight sequences, but they're not really telling a story.
Overall story.
And, I mean,
right. Like this one is heavy on story, actually.
To give credit, this is Gareth Evans' idea, and he's directed and written a few of the episodes, but it's not all him.
Right. No, he only directed 2 episodes, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's just great.
By the way, the guy from Star Trek we were referring to is Cole Meany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colm? Is it COLM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colm. That's how you know he's from Europe.
Very. He's from Dublin.
Is his name like Malcolm and he just goes by Colm?
No, he's from fucking Dublin. Like Colm is his actual name.
Right.
It probably means something like keeper of potatoes or
Potatoes.
Every Irish name translates into something about potatoes. That's a fact.
You're right.
Yeah, it's a fact. Andy, eater of potatoes. Like, yeah, trust me.
That's just a fact.
Yeah. Look, it's science. I didn't go. All right, let's jump down to lightning round. Micah, take it away.
Tim Story is returning to superhero films. You might remember Tim Story from such comic book films as Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four: Rise of Silver Surfer.
No, you might remember that.
AKA the 2 best Fantastic Four movies?
Yeah, they're not. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Sorry, Micah.
It's the best you're ever going to get. Goddamn shame.
13 years after his final say with the Fantastic Four, director Tim Story is returning to the superhero genre, and he's bringing frequent collaborator Kevin Hart along for the ride. Deadline is reporting that story will direct Kevin Hart in Nightwolf, an upcoming superhero comedy from STX Entertainment.
I don't need this.
I got to tell you, I don't have much confidence in this project.
Nightwolf is described as, quote, a meet the parents-esque encounter where Hart's character meets his fiance's father for the first time. However, he soon learns that his in-law to be is actually the titular superhero. And because of this, and because this is a Kevin Hart movie, hijinks will presumably ensue. From the screenwriter of Detective Pikachu. And
Dan Hernandez. That's Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Is that his name?
Daniel
Hernandez.
So
and Benji Samit.
You excited for Nightwolf?
No.
Is this a real comic book character or they just made up?
This is just made up because
I hope The Rock plays a superhero.
you know he's going to be in it, right?
Of course.
Is he either going to be in it or have a cameo?
How much do you want to bet that the Rock? Do you think that the Rock would
Is going to be the
villain?
Nah, yo, he's the superhero dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
He is. He's the superhero dad. He's gonna play an anti-superhero dad like Black Adam.
Because Hart is because Kevin Hart is the Beyonce
is the soon to be in-law, soon to be son-in-law. Oh
yeah.
God! All right.
I'm not seeing
it's
this.
Tim's story. So is he gonna? Well, yeah.
No, I'm good. Nope.
But we got to support our black folks, right?
Huh?
What?
You gotta support black folks.
Nah, sorry, yo. I think you went on mute for a second. What'd you say? No, I'm not seeing this.
Got to support black directors
In the words
and
of,
actors.
Okay.
in the words of Joe Clark, I don't gotta do nothing but stay black and die.
That's basically it. I'm not going to the movies to see this movie. No.
Are you going to the movies to see New Mutants?
It's never going to get to theaters.
What the fuck?
New Mutants gets
Don't
release date of August 28th.
Oh, this is a fucking lie.
Thank you.
Coming out in theaters in August.
Yo, who's going back to the movies in
You think
August?
movie theaters going to be open in August?
It's
Yeah, I
June.
do.
No, wait. What month are we in?
We're in May.
We're in May.
Yeah, Terrence, you've been trapped at home.
I thought,
I think theaters will be. I think theaters will be open.
Anybody going?
Which
I think
ones?
Theaters will be. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think theaters will be open. Whether or not people will be in them is one.
I ain't going to theaters.
I think theaters will be open very soon.
I
Yeah,
think
plenty of
they
things
are
will be
going to be
open.
open, but I'm not going to them. And I think a lot of people are not going.
Right.
Yeah, the
I'm
smart
not
people.
going to a movie theater this summer. Fuck you. No. Yo, but you gonna miss? I'm
Yeah,
good.
I'm gonna miss a lot. That's cool.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss.
I'll
Yeah,
miss-
y'all
I'll miss
niggas gonna
fucking
miss
Black
having
Widow.
working organs. That's what y'all gonna miss. Get the fuck out of here.
I'll miss whatever. I don't give a fuck.
No,
But wait, didn't they
My
already
parents
push
are
all of that?
70. You think I'm about to fucking risk it? No.
no.
Didn't they push everything back anyway?
Yeah, most
Yeah, they pushed
most
all
things.
Good. Everything's pushed back to the next fucking year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything
Gonna go to
worth
see.
a damn is 2021.
You're gonna see the last thing that we're gonna talk about.
Right, because apparently
gonna
that's
be in
supposed to be the
theaters.
first movie to come back. I mean, I might risk it to see that.
Nah, yo, nah.
Nah, yeah,
No, I'm not.
this one might be the one to bring us all back. Finally,
So
agree to disagree, Carrie. Agree to disagree.
This is how much.
I'm about to come to your house and fight you.
This is how much nobody on this podcast cares about New Mutants.
No, but this is a lie, right? This is a clear
Right.
lie. Like you're giving them a
This
date
was
in
supposed
August.
to come out more than 2 years ago at this point.
I think it's 3.
It was initially slated for April 2018.
Was it?
Yeah, it was filmed in 2017. It was slated for an April 2018. Then Fox pushed it back to February of 2019, then August 2019, then Disney purchased Fox, then it moved to April 3rd of this year.
Jesus.
Then the coronavirus happened, and then they pushed it back to August. I don't think this is going to hit theaters. I think they
They'll
are
just
just going to
release it
fucking
on-
dunk it on Disney Plus, and that's
What?
going to be that.
Why? My question is, at this point, why not just put it on Disney Plus? What is
Right.
the point of playing this game? That like, is this a movie that you really want people to risk their lives to see in theaters?
Yeah, why waste the money
Yeah.
putting it in theater?
I would just
Right?
put it on Disney Plus. Fuck it. Who cares?
It's like just upload it.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
your fucking servers so people can watch it.
right?
Or
I mean,
do what fucking Universal did with Trolls. Do a fucking just home digital release. Don't
Right.
put it on
Not for
streaming.
no fucking $20.
some people are gonna pay. Well, Cam will
Some
pay
people-
$20
yeah.
for it.
Yeah, I don't know who those people are.
You hype that shit as the first big superhero movie of the year. People will buy that shit.
Yeah, people. I am not people.
No, I am not people.
We'll review
Right.
it, but I am not people.
No, I mean you're seeing other. I mean, most of what has released, home digital as the world premiere has been like family type movies. But
Right.
I think if you did this, if you took the Trolls World Tour approach to it, they would maybe come close to breaking even on this.
Whoa! Are you implying that Bloodshot was not a
I'm about to
big
say, how
superhero?
dare you forget Bloodshot?
Bloodshot
Carrie.
came out in theaters, didn't it?
It
did. But they kicked it
Corona.
to
they kicked it to digital almost immediately.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is like Trolls World Tour.
Yeah, it never hit theaters.
Trolls World Tour went straight to digital.
Yeah, they made like $100 million on that.
Yeah, they made their money back. They made like $100 million off of that movie.
I mean, frankly, I just don't see what's the purpose of trying to keep lying to us to put to give people a false sense of this is coming to theaters. Like,
right.
It's not.
I don't think anyone gives a fuck at this point.
No, I really don't either.
Like, I don't. Again, you'd just be wasting money.
Yeah, because it's gonna bomb.
August. Ain't nobody going back to the movie theaters anytime soon. You're gonna have to social distance in the movie theaters. So they're gonna rip the chairs out so you're sitting 6 feet apart.
No, they'll probably only allow you to buy so many tickets. Like, they probably sell half the tickets or a quarter of the tickets.
Yeah, they'll sell half of the tickets, and then they're gonna quote unquote require people to sit every other
row
seat and every other row.
Yeah. I'm not,
like, movie theaters make all their money off of fucking concession.
Yeah.
What, are they going to jack the price up on popcorn? The shit is already $75.
Yo, that's a good ass point.
Like, I'm not paying no. First of all, I don't get popcorn at all.
No, never.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I sometimes get popcorn.
But like, if you have half the people in your theater, how much you going to charge for fucking concession?
I mean,
prices.
But that's
$150. Duh.
Obviously. I mean, but that is the rub for like reopening restaurants. Like,
yeah,
they're like, we got to get the economy rolling.
Restaurant.
Nobody's going to be there, yo.
Like, you can have 20 people in your restaurant.
See, you think nobody's going to be there.
No, we know there are going to be people there. But like,
not enough, dude.
They have to make it so they're not going to be sitting next to each other.
So it's literally, even if you sold every ticket.
Not going to.
Okay, then people, all right.
They're gonna
do it for a week. Be like, everything's fine.
If that. And then, right, they're gonna quickly make everything, they're gonna quickly pretend that everything is fine, and then just gonna pack people in, man.
Nah, yo. I think you can do that as a business all you want. I don't think people are I mean, I know there are plenty of stories of people like, look how crowded this restaurants are, yo. But that is a small amount of people. Like, people are not going back. They're not trying to get sick. Fuck that. For what? A sub? No.
I don't have faith in people.
I don't either.
No, I don't. Me? No, I don't either. I'm just saying I have the faith that people are all about self-preservation. They don't give a fuck about anybody else generally. That is clear on like my Facebook page. But
yeah, that wasn't interesting.
Yeah, people die all the time. Niggas die every day, B.
Every day.
Yo, what kind of logic is that? Everybody
dies.
dies. I mean, yes.
Yeah, that's true.
But doesn't mean you have to leap off a building at 40 years old. What kind of
Right.
logic is that? Like, shut up. So yeah, I just don't think reopening those theaters, I think they're gonna be shocked at how many people are not gonna show up. So for this movie, that's definitely not. I mean, it also goes to show you their lack of faith, right? Marvel has pushed back Black Widow and stuff like that are big time moneymakers. They're like, no, this one will come out. They don't give a fuck. That my guess is that they might be releasing in theaters just so they can get from under the contract of saying we'll release in theaters and just don't give a shit. So either way, I'm not going to see it. Fuck you. Put that shit on Disney Plus. Next up.
I'm still not going to see it. I would see this before I saw New Mutants because I don't know anything about New Mutants. Josh Gad to star.
Fuck you, because I just read the title. I was like, that's not. Oh, all right. I got it.
Josh Gad to star in Roland Emmerich's version of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Josh Gad joins Roland Emmerich's disaster epic Moonfall.
Yo, when all I saw was the title of this movie, and I was like, yo, if this movie is what I think it's about, yo, go fuck yourself, Roland Emmerich. And I opened this article, it's like, this is exactly what it sounds like. I'm like,
wait, it is? I didn't read.
Yes,
Oh,
the moon is falling towards the earth.
Kidding me? Yo, Roland Emmerich has a problem.
Yo,
Considering your background.
Right. I mean, it's completely appropriate now. I didn't even realize wow.
He says that Moonfall has franchise potential.
No, it doesn't.
The moon gonna fall twice?
No, there's Moonfall, Sunfall, Starfall. Obviously.
Fall?
What's that?
Marsfall?
Marsfall, yeah. Yeah, obviously. Niagara Falls, like whatever. Moonfall has franchise potential. It's the dumbest statement I've ever heard.
So the moon falls, or it gets knocked off its axis a little bit, or moves a little bit, and then we're all dead.
Orbit.
Yeah, we get knocked off its orbit. We're all dead.
Yeah, that's it. Like, here's the thing.
Movie over.
Is if the moon, like, we're not dead if the moon falls into the earth. We're dead if the moon does anything that it's not already doing.
Right, we're dead.
Peculiar.
The second it falls off its orbit by a mysterious force, we're done.
Yeah,
right.
That's it. Like the whole earth ends up flooded, and that's it. We're dead.
I can't wait to. I can't wait to find out.
I really want to see this
because I want to know how we played it and how we don't die instantly.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait for some scientists to be like, here's exactly what would happen if the moon was like 12.
It's going to be Neil deGrasse.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Absolutely. Like, this is bullshit.
No. I can't
professional pedant Neil deGrasse Tyson. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. You're not. I love Neil deGrasse Tyson, but it drives me crazy. I'm like,
we know, nigga, shut up.
Damn, it's a movie. It's a movie. Nobody expect and he does it with like movies that take it themselves seriously. Like, do it with Moonfall. Nobody takes this shit seriously. Like, come on, yo. Quote from Roland Emmerich: "If you like my movies, you'll like this movie." I mean, that's always a great.
Fair, I guess.
It's very much like 2020 and Independence Day. It's a mix of the two, but without an extraterrestrial element. There is a big twist at some point, but I don't want to give it away.
oh, is there? Is there?
I had a very clear idea about the tone I wanted for this film. All of my movies have humor and don't take themselves too seriously. Comic relief is important in big films. Just look at the original Star Wars or the Marvel movies. You have to have a laugh as well. Look,
yo, don't compare yourself to those movies. You'll knock it off. Knock it off.
I mean, he knows what his schlock is, right? And you know what? I kind of want to see it. I really do.
Oh, I'm sure it's off the fucking rails. I'm sure it's off the rails, and it's 97% CGI.
It can't be any worse than Independence Day Resurgence. I can't wait for Paul Giamatti to be the same scientist from 2012 that said that this earthquake is so big you're gonna feel it on the East Coast. I can't wait for him to be like, yo, this moon is so big it's gonna hit us like it hit other whatever, yo. Bring it on.
What's your favorite Roland Emmerich movie?
Oh, let me look him up.
And no, you can't pick Independence Day.
No,
that's it.
Nah, you can't, because that's not fair.
Okay, all right. Let me see the other ones he's done.
Let me see.
Yeah, you gotta go with like just complete nonsense.
2012, I thought was
2012.
Yeah, that whole fucking limousine sequence.
Oh my god!
when he was outrunning a.
I forget.
Is 2012 the one with the
1998 Godzilla?
Yeah, you know what? I don't hate that movie. It's terrible.
Not very good,
but it's not good.
No, his best movie is Stargate. It's Stargate.
Stargate?
Right? Yeah, Stargate. Absolutely, Stargate was great.
You know, like Universal. You know, like Universal Soldier.
I do like Universal Soldier. It's bullshit, but I like that movie. It's total bullshit.
A lot of fucking movies. Wow.
Yeah,
he did The Patriot.
Wait, which one is The Day After Tomorrow? Oh, that's the one with Jake Gyllenhaal.
The Day After Tomorrow, where
that's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Where it was an ice age, and his big meta commentary was the fact that all Americans had to immigrate to Mexico.
Oh, right. Right. That's right. That's when Jake Gyllenhaal just closed a big door in New York in the library.
Yeah, they were in a library.
To block out a fucking nuclear winter. Yeah, I got it. That was fucking stupid.
Yeah, because the ice was creeping up, so we had to hurry up and close the door before it got in and killed him.
It got in. It couldn't get through a wooden door.
I like the third. Oh, he didn't direct that. What did he? He produced the 13th Floor. He directed The Patriot. Wow,
I know, right? A German director directed an Australian named The Patriot. What the?
10,000.
Oh, or a German director directed a fucking Nazi sympathizer in The Patriot. Yeah, got it. That makes sense. White House Down was terrible.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, didn't the president want to go back for his Jordans or something?
Nigga, the president was Jamie Foxx.
It was Jamie Foxx doing his best Obama.
It was horrible.
Yeah,
that was
was
horrible.
Trash. He did Midway.
I haven't seen Midway. That looked pretty insane.
Out of all of these,
yeah, I think I'm going Stargate.
I like 2012. Yo,
is 2012 the one that they end up on the arcs at the end?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chiwetel Ejiofor. Yeah, I like that one more.
Was cool.
I like that one far more than The Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah, Day After Tomorrow was boring.
It's boring.
I mean, it was, yo. It was ice. It was ice. Yeah, no motherfuckers outrunning ice like they outran a fucking earthquake.
Yeah, he has done some real bullshit.
Jack Cusack done since then?
Not much.
Chirac.
Oh yeah,
he had the best moment in that entire movie.
All right, next up. HBO Max is going to adapt one of my favorite books named Snow Crash. Neil Stevens' 1992 novel Snow Crash is often considered one of the most idiosyncratic and enjoyable cyberpunk fictions ever produced. Its inventive world, tongue-in-cheek humor, and eerily accurate predictions of the information age have made it one of the most renowned American sci-fi novels of the last 30 years. And it's being adapted to a series by HBO Max.
Isn't this the one where they're like the main character is like a pizza delivery ninja or some stupid shit?
Yeah, his name is Hiro Protagonist, and
what?
He's an Asian fellow named Hiro, Hiro, and his last name is Protagonist.
That's a very Asian last name.
This is look, I love this book. If you want a primer on if you want to get excited about Cyberpunk the video game and you want a primer on Cyberpunk, read Snow Crash, read its sequel, The Diamond Age, and read Neuromancer, and that'll get you where you need to be. And yeah, man,
this is the kind of schlock you love to read.
Yeah, okay. It's just one of what did that say?
Yeah,
one of the most renowned American sci-fi.
What's that? What was that movie that you loved that was all about fucking video games and bullshit that came out recently?
What?
You didn't really love the movie. Fuck.
Ready Player One.
Yeah. Now that's what this sounds like to me.
Fuck that movie
and fuck that book. That's a terribly written book. If you like that book, fine.
Yeah, I've read certain passages from that book.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's really
bad. Like,
yeah, it's nothing.
It's written by a guy who thinks of himself as a nice guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's that.
I'm a nice guy. Why don't women like me? I'm a nice guy. If that guy wrote a book, that would be it.
Ready Player One is a terrible book. It's not a good story, even taking away the fact that it's badly written. Like, the actual plot itself is not very good. But Ready Player One tricked a whole generation of nerds into thinking that it was good because, like, there's a different reference to something that they like every 6 paragraphs. At most, so it keeps hitting the fucking serotonin button in their brain because they're like, oh, I remember that. Oh, I'm so smart.
But like, even
it's bad.
And even then, right? Like, there were passages where it was literally just listing nerd shit, like just listing Ghostbusters and proton packs and Zool. All right, yo, all right. And then,
that's exactly what Snow Crash is going to be when this movie comes.
Fuck you! And at one point, like he describes a woman that he likes, and he's
Lord,
I like them with a little meat on there, but like, it's gross. It's gross. I don't need this fucking fat nerd to tell me that he finds other fat nerds attractive. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it out of my. Ugh.
Look, if
Snow Crash
you
sounds
are
awesome.
someone who considers Ready Player One like your favorite book and you think it's really well written,
Read other books.
I'm judging the shit out of you.
Look, you better, and I mean you better be 11 years old.
That's it, right?
Right. If you're a young kid, that makes sense.
And if you are, what the you can't like it because none of this shit relates.
Right, because it's a bunch
Right.
of 80s and 90s pop culture references.
That's true.
Ready Player One sucks.
Ready Player One really sucks. Snow Crash does not suck. It is an excellent book.
How long is Snow Crash? How big is that book?
It's like 70 chapters, but each chapter is like 4 or 5 pages.
All right,
Here, matter of fact, hold on. It's right here. It is. Oh, you ain't reading this.
Look. It takes me forever to read a book.
It's 400 and it's 470 pages.
I'll read the
Yeah, very.
Wikipedia.
just like I'm sure.
No, I would read that. I would read that. It sounds like something. I like cyberpunk stuff.
Yeah, you would like this. It's really good.
Yeah. I had another book. I can't remember, by the same author. I can't remember the Cryptonomicon.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah.
So
That was pretty fucking dense.
Yeah, that's the only reason I didn't get into it. I was like, oof, this is.
It was not an easy read.
Yeah, he's Neil Stephenson is flexing now, and I am not that smart.
Yeah.
So
no, you're not. Yeah, I look, this whole lockdown thing and just like giving Micah movies and television shows, which I forgot to add something to the docket that he wants to see, is really starting to piss me off.
hey man, I love it.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, you'll get your comeuppance soon enough. All right, next story. I'll find the other one.
Next story is a Carrie story.
It is. I put this on the docket because I no longer work for this company, so I feel free to talk about it. Diamond Comic Distributors has launched a campaign asking comic stores to reopen in the middle of this pandemic, basically.
Fuck off.
Yeah, so Diamond is going to start distributing comics again next week. Diamond, if you're unfamiliar with Diamond, and if you read comic books, there's no way that you wouldn't be, but I'll do a brief explainer. Diamond is the monopolistic distribution service that handles comic book distribution, at least physical comic book distribution, in the United States as well as in much of Europe. And they're really the only company that does it, because they're somehow allowed to have a legal monopoly.
Wow.
Because courts basically decided that because Diamond also distributes like regular books, then they're in the clear because they're not the only book distributor in the US. So, but as far as comics go, it's just Diamond. And so this week they launched this campaign called Back the Comeback, where they're like, our comeback will be bigger than our setback, and we're going to get you back into the stores. And they came up with this terrible looking logo. That's a riff on the old Comics Code Authority logo, which is just a questionable decision as far as why you would want to riff on the Comics Code Authority when the CCA, by all accounts, sort of devastated the industry when it was launched in the 50s or whenever that was.
Is that Pete Rose?
No, it's a different withered old man. That's Steve Jeppy.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why they.
Dude, that does look like Pete Rose.
Yeah, he does look like Pete Rose.
That's funny.
I'm not sure why they went with him as the face of it.
Go to comic book stores.
Yeah, I don't know who was responsible for designing this logo. I have a hunch as far as who might have been responsible. But to my knowledge, this is something that's sort of been worked on by like a handful of people at Diamond. And I don't know why they thought this specifically was a good idea. They've been printing t-shirts with this logo on it, like huge on the front. I think the worst part about this, though, is the fact that Steve, in an interview with Newsarama, said that he believes that the books will become a pandemic era collectible that will make people want to collect them and hold on to them, and then will cause them to increase in value down the line.
That is not a thing. That's not going to be a thing anymore.
No.
Let that go.
They're encouraging the publishers to put this logo on the cover for however many months or something like that. And I'm like,
no. Here's the thing.
It's like, all right, yeah, Meemaw died of coronavirus and we weren't able to properly grieve because we couldn't actually see her in the hospital, and they had to store her in they had to put her body in a rented cold storage van out in the middle of streets of Brooklyn. But yeah, I got this CGC 9.8 slabbed cover of variant cover of Batman with the back the comeback stamp on it. So I got that going for me, I guess.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then you go cry in the corner. Like, okay, so I mean, here's a serious conversation. This pretty much proved like digital comics are a better option for the vast majority of people, did it not?
Look, I have a local comic shop here that I have supported for a long time, and I will certainly continue to support them. But yeah,
it's very hard to make an argument when, I literally have every comic book that I've bought recently in my hand right now.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like I understand the want or the need to have a tactile book. Ironically, I will only read comics on this. I would never read a book on this.
Yeah, I hate reading books digitally. It makes me fucking angry.
Yeah, I can't. I have to have.
I don't like having to hold a tablet that long.
I think for me, a big reason why I don't do digital comics is because, one, I've gotten regular comics for free for the last 6 years.
Yeah, well, that party's over.
That party is over. But two, I don't have a device that lends itself well to reading digital comics. Maybe I'll pick up a tablet. Get a
Fire tablet. They're super cheap.
Yeah, it just seems really tone deaf for Diamond and for Steve in particular. And Steve is one of these old rich white guys who's kind of out of touch with how most people live. And it's just like, oh yeah, like it's one thing to be like, hey, support artists, support creators who are out of work right now. Support small businesses, absolutely. But like the way that they're doing this,
support a massive publisher.
Yeah, the way that they're doing this is it comes off as them being like, support our bottom line. Like,
yeah,
give money to Diamond. Look, for what it's worth, at the end, well, the day after Easter, Diamond furloughed something like 80% of the staff.
Wow.
Yeah, they were operating on skeleton crews for a lot of it. They've brought a decent number of people back at this point. But yeah, they furloughed a ton of people. And it seems like this was a decision made by the very small handful of people that were still around who did not get furloughed.
Right.
And that there was not like a meeting or a point of checks and balances in place where anyone could have been like, maybe this isn't the branding we want to go with here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, 100%. I just think the argument, I will never tell people like not to go to a comic book shop or whatever. I think comic book shops are important to the industry, but I'm also a realistic person and I'm pragmatic. It's pretty much a buggy whip kind of situation. Like, I mean, I hate to say it, Walden Books and like big bookstores, like they don't really need to exist anymore because the vast majority of people, either they just order books online, like physical tactile books, or they just read them digitally. Do we really need like a Borders? Like people like to go in there and have coffee and sit around.
Does Borders still exist?
Or whatever the big one, Books A Million.
Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble, right.
Yeah.
I mean, and the one Towson closed down last year?
Oh, the Barnes and Noble did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Barnes and Noble and Bethesda. Fucking Bethesda.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, and those things were huge businesses for a long time. They were so big that they were mirrored in a Tom Hanks movie. Like, you know what I mean? Fox. FOX. But like those businesses are dying just because that's the way the world is going. And I know people are like trying to pushing against the tide. And I understand that. Like, I totally understand it. But I just don't see comic book shops existing the way they do in 10 years. I cannot imagine they exist in 10 years.
I think the comic book industry at large is very much in a adapt or die kind of period right now.
Yeah, they are.
And some comic shops are adapting really well by incorporating stuff that isn't just comic books, by incorporating like tabletop games, which are huge right now. Stuff like that, just to, keep people coming in the door and whatnot. But, in the last 5+ years of working around a lot of these guys, you have so many comic book shops that are run by a lot of old white men who are very stuck in their ways, who are very much like, well, this is how I've always done this, so why would I do anything differently? Yep. And these are the kind of people who are going to end up going out of business. And it's unfortunate because obviously you want people to be able to have small local businesses like comic shops to support and whatnot, but it's just, it's sort of the state of the industry right now.
Right. And like, I always thought it would have been a better idea if they had established, like if local comic shops had established some situation where, like, let's say a Comixology or, whatever had like, okay, we have a connection with Joe Smith comic books, right? In, Des Moines or whatever. And you could go on Comixology and say, hey, I want to buy this book, but by the way, my comic shop is Des Moines, this particular shop. And like they get 1% cut, and then, and they figure out a way to like give a cut to the shops because the shops still exist. And that way you could buy stuff digitally, you could buy stuff tactile, and as you switched over, like they would still be making money. Obviously it wouldn't be as much, but they could still stay afloat and they could do tabletop games and stuff like that. But what you have now is all brick and mortar comic book shops, as the only thing you can do here is buy comic book shops or buy comic books, like physical comic books. Okay, well, I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to buy them digitally, and I have no way to support you directly unless I'm buying like pop figures or things like that, which is all fine and good. But if you are just a comic book reader, you have to make the choice of never going digital, which is really inconvenient, or going digital and fucking over the companies that you actually support locally. So they've backed themselves into a corner, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of going to go the way of the buggy whip. Like eventually, like, there's just going to be cars and people are just not going to have horse-drawn carriages. And that's just, it is what it is. And it sucks if you're in that business, because I'm sure it's really difficult. And I don't mean to sound like cavalier about it all, but you're in a business that's dying, and you're dying just solely just because that's the times.
Right. Yeah. And even if you're the kind of shop that specializes in, high-end graded key back issues or something like that, chances are you're doing a lot of that bigger business online in auctions. You're not, you're not selling an Amazing Fantasy 15 to someone who just walks in the door. You're putting that on the auction block, right. And that's how you're making your money.
Right. And that's also a limited amount of stuff too. Mm-hmm. Nobody has 500 copies of Amazing Fantasy 15, except for maybe Micah in his murder basement. But besides that, like, Yeah, so you can only sell that Superman, that Action Comics one time. Like that's it. So I don't know. I kind of feel sorry for the industry, but I've also had, as a black man, I've had really shitty experiences with almost every single comic book store I've ever gone into, and treated like I'm fucking stealing. So I can't feel that bad. Like it's just that is something I do not hold in my heart as a nerd. I don't hold like there's a special place. I'm like, oh, it's digital. I don't have to deal with these fucking asshole nerds. Cool. See ya. I'm going home.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very fortunate that I have a local comic shop where I get along and I feel respected by the people who run the shop.
I've been to one comic book shop in my entire fucking life that I dealt with the people and they were nice. Yeah. One. Mm-hmm. And I'm not driving to Annapolis. Fuck that.
Oh, Third Eye?
Yeah. It's a great comic book shop. Yeah, those guys are fucking awesome. Yeah. Everywhere else, and even ones that have been mentioned on this show, people are like, oh, that place fucking sucks. Those guys are assholes. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Alliance.
Yeah, that place too. But no, the one place, nope. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, to have done my exit interview this week and then watch Diamond get sort of raked over the coals by a lot of people pretty good. Online, I'm just like,
sorry about your luck. Good, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think this
obviously, look, I don't wish ill will on anyone at Diamond or anything like that. But I think the way that the company is handling this is
it's pretty shitty.
Less than stellar.
All right, last story. Shut up, Micah, is what I titled this.
Oh, I didn't know you put another one up there.
Yeah,
all right.
You'll be happy about this one. Jerk.
National Treasure TV series in development for Disney Plus. Is it with Nicolas Cage?
Yes. This says it won't, but I saw another story that says that he is working with Disney Plus. So who knows?
The National Treasure franchise is being expanded. I do kind of like the National Treasure franchise. It's like, Indiana Jones, but like centralized for America instead of worldly.
That's the most American thing ever. Hey, do you like Indiana Jones? Yeah. Do you like foreign countries? No. Then you'll love it. Do you hate foreigners?
Do you like Indiana Jones, but you're a xenophobe? Have we got the franchise for you?
How many things are they going to steal from American history?
I mean,
we're not that old.
You got the Constitution. You got the Liberty Bell.
We're going to steal the Liberty Bell. Yo, it's mad huge.
I really liked the National Treasure movies. My dad really likes those movies.
They're fun. The National Treasure franchise is being expanded. Not only is a National Treasure 3 movie in the works, but a National Treasure television series is in development for Disney Plus, the Disney Plus streaming service. The news comes from a recent Collider interview with Jerry Bruckheimer, where the franchise producer reveals there's a new National Treasure show coming with a different cast. Quote, we are certainly working on one National Treasure for streaming, and we're working on one for the big screen. Hopefully they'll both come together and we'll bring you another National Treasure. But they're both very active. The one for Disney Plus is a much younger cast. It's the same concept, but a young cast. The theatrical one will be the same cast. So, on the one hand, I am, more Nick Cage, for National Treasure 3. That's amazing. And I would check out the Disney Plus, version of National Treasure. I think it's a halfway decent franchise.
Should I see these two movies?
No, you haven't seen them?
No, I've never seen them.
I really like them.
You would hate them.
I don't think I would hate them. That doesn't sound like me.
I think you would pick them apart.
You would hate them out of spite. You would hate
well, for you, yeah, that's 100% true.
And two, I like these movies, but they're not.
It's a Nicolas Cage movie. I know what I'm getting
fun.
into.
They're good popcorn movies.
I watch Bangkok Dangerous. Okay,
but you didn't want to watch Bangkok.
I fell asleep during Bangkok Dangerous.
Like the National Treasure movies came out in the same like time period that first Mummy movie came out.
Oh, you're right.
I shouldn't watch this movie.
Exactly.
No, I should watch these.
While that Mummy movie is just a fun, dumb
No, it's not.
adventure. It's a fun, dumb adventure movie.
No, it's
That's what National Treasure is. It's a
I don't
fun,
hate the
dumb
first
adventure.
I don't hate the first Mummy movie.
I don't hate the first Mummy movie. Everything else can burn in hell.
Yeah, the subsequent movies are horrible. Yeah. The third one is really bad.
I did not like it at all.
Not the first one?
No.
Did you not like Brendan Fraser?
No, I just don't like that movie as a whole. Fuck that movie. Like, I have a problem with Brendan Fraser. Not at all. Like, no. Scorpion King and all that other bullshit.
You know there's 5 Scorpion King movies.
I thought there were 7.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it can't be 7
Yeah,
at
it's
this
like
point.
7 of them. Like, the
I
last
thought-
one came out like 2018.
Yo, come on.
Well, that's a lie.
Yeah. It was either 2017 or 2018 because we talked about it on the show.
I
Like,
thought that was done at like
Oh my
5.
God, you're right. There's 6 of them. The Scorpion King Book of Souls is a 2018 direct-to-video fantasy film.
Who's the Scorpion King?
Oh
in
no,
this
there's 5 of them.
There are 5 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I thought
But the Scorpion King has technically been in 6 movies.
yes, that is true.
Yeah, 'cause-
he was
yeah,
in the 3rd
alright.
movie. With that stellar CGI at the end of
Good
Mummy
God.
3.
Yo.
They just didn't give a fuck.
They gave 0, but they're like,
like they had better technology, and that's what they gave. That's what
they
came
were
up
just
with.
like, you already saw that. You already look. They were like, we already got your money. What you gonna do? You already in here. You came to see The Rock. Yeah, and then I saw the first Scorpion King in theaters.
I did not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Why?
Because that was back in the day when I still loved The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Like it was.
I was like, yeah, son.
It was right in the middle. It was right, as he left the fucking
WWE.
ruthless aggression era or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, The Rock, he could do no wrong.
Yeah. Because I think he had done the rundown before that.
No.
Yeah, and I really like
Did
The
he?
Rundown.
The Rundown?
Or did
Really?
that come
The
out
Rundown
second?
was more 2002. The Rundown is a better movie.
Oh, The Rundown was a great movie.
Far better movie.
Oh, that's not a question. The Rundown is better than the Scorpion King. Least surprising quote of all time. The Scorpion King was not good.
The Rundown came out in 2003.
Okay, so right after that.
Peter Berg directed The Rundown.
That is true. That is true. Not starring.
what?
It's
Mark
you can kind of tell.
Feels like it.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Right, it really does.
I'm shocked that Mark Wahlberg is not in that movie. I'm shocked to know that. Movie and
He was
TV.
probably his first choice.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Before The Rock was like, I can do it.
100%.
But that's a remake.
yeah, the
No,
Rundown.
Walking Tall is a remake.
Yeah. You know, you're right. But the Rundown I thought was like weirdly kind of based on something that already existed. Maybe not called The Rundown, but it feels like it was pulled from something else. But yeah, now that I think about The Rundown, that really does feel like a Mark Wahlberg movie. Like you could replace him, replace The Rock with him 100%, and it would be the standard Peter Berg movie. He's fighting was it the Asian guy in the forest
from Surf Ninja.
from fucking Surf Ninjas. He probably calls him some sort of racial slur at one point. Yeah, it's exactly a Mark Wahlberg
What's his
movie.
name? What is his name? He was in Last Dragon.
Ernie Reyes.
And Ernie Reyes, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. All right, movie and TV news this week. Lin-Manuel Miranda's Hamilton debuting on Disney Plus in July. This is kind of awesome, I think.
Look, on one hand, I am excited to be able to see this because we've known that this has been filmed and sort of ready to go
Years.
whenever for like 2 years now or some shit like that. Like he filmed it with the original Broadway cast and it's just sort of been sitting.
Yeah.
So this was originally going to come out theatrically in October of next year, and now they're just putting it on Disney Plus on July 3rd.
Yeah,
so like that's
good.
kind of cool that they're releasing it for free for Disney Plus members.
Yep.
On the other hand, I am so fucking sick of Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I will never forget. So before I actually got to see Hamilton, I remember reading this one guy who's like this political guy that I follow, and he had gotten to see it, and he was like, "Look, I'm really hard on sort of like political history, movies and what have you, just because like I know a lot, so like I'm just like really hard on it." He goes, "So I traveled to New York from Chicago to see this with my friends." He was like, "This shit was amazing, and I loved it." He was like, "My only issue was that I really didn't know anything about Lin-Manuel Miranda, like before seeing it." And he was like, he was hoping his life story was like, this guy had tried to like write plays his whole career and never was successful, but he had one last ditch effort of making a rap version of the story, of the Alexander Hamilton story, and then made it. And he was like, and then I looked him up and he was like, "Oh, he's been successful his whole career." Well, that's not really that interesting at all.
People, I think, assume that Lin-Manuel Miranda had like a difficult time in his life, but
no,
his parents are both super fucking wealthy, and like one of his parents is like a fucking lobbyist, and
no, he's just like a regular rich guy, like, or he came from wealth, but he is a talented guy. I think he's a bit overexposed. I mean, he's
super oversaturated at this point. Yeah. I think he has almost like a cult-like following of theater nerds, particularly, especially after both, In the Heights and Hamilton were both wildly successful. But casual reminder that he and his father advocated for some really shitty things in Puerto Rico. And
really?
The whole Promesa thing they were involved with. And all Lin-Manuel ever did to roll that back was like one tweet where he was like, "Whoops, my bad." And Lin-Manuel also has a documented habit of dropping the N-word. And
excuse me?
Yeah, he's definitely like.
I mean, he's Puerto Rican.
Well, like that's the thing, right? Is that like
so you got to ride the line. You don't know.
Here's the thing: he's Puerto Rican from New York.
He's Puerto Rican, but he was born in New York. He never lived in Puerto Rico.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No.
Puerto Rican from New York, so they are.
Yeah, you can't.
Technically allowed to say it.
Yeah,
you're not from New York. It's a
look, Carrie. It don't make sense.
All I'm saying,
Carrie, it don't make sense. We don't make the rules. I'm just saying, Fat Joe.
I'm pretty sure you guys do make the rules.
No, but like that's a weird New York thing. Like Dominicans are allowed. Yeah, Desus and Mero.
Black at all.
No, Dominican Miranda is not black.
Yeah, but like Mero is Dominican.
He's Dominican, but every other word out of his mouth is nigga.
Yeah, so, and we let it rock. Like Fat Joe, Dominican. Like
it's a thing. It's a weird thing. I don't understand it, but it is what it is.
I'm just saying that's towing a line I'm not particularly comfortable with.
Well, here's the thing. He presents rather white, so it's a little hard.
Super white.
Yeah, it's a little hard. I mean,
it's like you don't get to show up as a fucking lamplighter in Mary Poppins Returns with a Cockney accent and then go back to dropping the N-word in casual conversation.
I'm going to support you on that statement. That feels right to me. It feels right. That feels right.
Okay.
I do kind of want to hear Lin-Manuel Miranda drop the N-word in Hamilton.
I don't.
I do. I need him to do it once. I need it once.
That is a pet peeve of mine, yo. I don't like when I don't like it when Fat Joe does it. I don't like it when Cardi B does it. I will not like it when Lin-Manuel Miranda, especially because his name is
Lin-Manuel
Miranda.
That's the super cut of Hamilton. It's just the N-word cut.
Your surname is one of the chicks from Sex and the City. You can't be saying the N-word. Get out of here, Miranda.
He's like, he does it in his best Alexander Hamilton voice, like, "Nigga, please."
Yeah, I'm just like, look, he is a remarkably talented composer, writer. Absolutely. I will not take any of that away from him. But I do think that there is definitely a solid following of people who are willing to look past a lot of the questionable things that he and his family have done in favor of just like continuing to jerk off the dick of Hamilton. Like,
yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, in fairness, it's really good.
Look, that's fine. It is good. Like, everything he wrote for Hamilton was great. Everything he wrote for Moana was incredible. In the Heights, good. But I'm also just sort of like,
yeah, no, I get it.
I get it. I'm
His
over it.
father was a Democratic Party consultant for Ed Koch.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they dropped the N-word together a lot. A lot. Oh, boy. Yeah, so Hamilton comes to Disney Plus July 4th. If you've not seen Hamilton, highly recommend it. So I've seen
I'm
it.
gonna watch it.
Right. Oh, definitely. Like, I've seen it, and I know Mike has seen it, but neither one of us saw it with the original cast. So, like, I kind of want to see. Miranda's version of Alexander Hamilton too.
Also, like, I hope this does well because Broadway is so fucking snobby about releasing filmed versions of the stage shows, particularly with the original Broadway cast. Like, theater should be for everyone, and it's not. And I think that sucks that Broadway is like, oh, but no one's going to spend money on Broadway if we release, filmed versions. And it's like, historically speaking, that has never been true.
Because people don't want to go to sporting events because you can watch them on TV.
Right.
Yeah, what kind of logic is that?
So I hope this does well. I hope the ratings...
That logic doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You say it that way. Yeah, it's really stupid.
I hope the ratings for this are spectacular, and I hope that it spurs more filmed releases of Broadway.
Well, I know that there was a plan to do more of that. Before the pandemic. So I don't know how that's going to work out. But I mean, like, those tickets are fucking expensive,
Super
dude.
expensive.
Yeah, maybe that's why people don't.
That's the fucking problem.
Yo,
show, get the fuck out of here.
I don't want to. I don't want to tell you how much. That was a birthday gift. Nigga, those tickets were
Diane and her
fucking
6
insane.
kids in fucking Kenosha, Wisconsin, aren't going to be able to go to New York regardless. So, like,
Right.
Why not put this out on, like, Amazon and, charge $5 or whatever to rent it or whatever?
Right. I think $5 $5 to $10. I mean, I think $5 is a reasonable amount to rent a movie. Like, $5 to rent the, like, arguably the top version of Hamilton that everybody's talking about. That seems completely reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
It's been on Broadway for like
4 years.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say 3 or 4 years. Okay, so 5 years. Like, at that point, I think it's cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's still not the same as seeing it live, but
Look,
again, people who want to pay for it live can see it live, and people who can't afford it or can't make it. I mean, it's in different cities too. It's not just in New York anymore. But,
right. You have your touring production as well.
Right.
Look, I still try to see stuff when it comes to the Hippodrome. I saw Cats live at the Hippodrome back in January, and seeing it live is such a different experience. So the Andrew Lloyd Webber has been working with, like, Universal or whatever to put a lot of the filmed versions of his musicals on YouTube for free, totally streaming for 48 hours every weekend. So I got to watch Phantom of the Opera. I got to watch Love Never Dies, which is the terrible sequel to Phantom of the Opera. I got to watch By Jeeves last weekend, which was cute. And Cats is this weekend.
That's the prequel to Ask Jeeves. Yes.
Yes. So it's like every weekend they've been showing it, but, like, just because I have now seen a spectacularly filmed version of Phantom of the Opera, that doesn't make my desire to see Phantom in New York live any less than it was before. Like, I still want to do that.
Right. Yeah, I've seen The Lion King. I still want to see the stage play. I heard it was awesome.
Lion King's really good.
Yeah,
Broadway. I have seen that on Broadway.
Lucky. All right. Next up, Batman says only meatheads like Superman workout. Spoiler alert, I think Robert Pattinson is lying to you to get you people upset. Because he is a known liar.
He's an actor.
Yeah, that's his whole job.
It's literally his job description. Pretend to be something you're not.
Okay, no problem. You gonna pay me a lot? Yep. He's quoted in a GQ article saying, "I think if you're working out all the time, you're part of the problem. You set a precedent. No one was doing this in the 1970s. Even James Dean, he wasn't exactly ripped.
Also wasn't playing Batman.
No, he was not.
That's fine.
referring to his experiences working on the Twilight movies, the actor said, the one time they told me to take my shirt off, I think they told me to put it back on again. That's fucking hilarious. Like, nah, you know what? You good. Yeah, so this is
I put this on the story on the docket because do you think that
he's fucking with you?
and I'm glad that Carrie's here. Do you think that Hollywood has historically basically told women, if you're not a fucking size 0, we don't want you here unless you're playing some old lady, right? Do you think that he has a point with a precedent being set that every male actor you have to go through a Kumail Nanjiani transformation from schlubby looking nerd to,
or like a Chris Pratt transformation,
Pakistani hot body, or a Chris Pratt, schlub to fucking a guy who calls himself Lord. Like, is this something that needs to be taken seriously? Is this something that needs to be discussed? Or is it just like, hey, dudes like working out, shut the fuck up, they're paying you to work out?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Like a hero.
I think on one hand, like, Chris Pratt probably needed to get whipped into shape a little bit. For Star-Lord. But I think with Pattinson, there is a point, I don't think everyone in every superhero movie needs to be like ripped, shredded top to bottom. Because you can be fit and athletic without being shredded, without looking like a bodybuilder. Yeah. Particularly in this case, this is supposed to start like a younger Batman. This is supposed to be sort of fresh Batman. He doesn't necessarily need to look like he's been doing this for a long time. I think it's okay if Pattinson doesn't have 8-pack abs and, ripping biceps or anything like that. You can still look athletic. You can still look fit without that, I think.
Yeah, so I said he just put on like 20 pounds. He's probably like my size without working out. Put on like 20 pounds, 200. And that's fine. He doesn't need to be fucking 230.
No.
Right.
I don't think he could even be.
He's like 6 feet tall. I think he's like 6 feet tall. He's pretty tall.
It's not that tall.
Yeah, well, taller than you.
I could be Batman. Fuck you, I can be Spawn, so how about that?
Yeah, you can. Fucking, is that still a thing yet? Is that done?
I think it's done.
Okay. Yeah, so like, look, all he has to do is put on 15, 20 pounds. Yeah. He doesn't have to get super shredded because he's going to be in a suit. He doesn't have to be shredded as Bruce Wayne. It's fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to look like fucking, what's his name from the goddamn Batman vs Superman movie.
Right. Unless you're taking your shirt off, like they're gonna, like, that's another thing, right? Like, male superheroes are fucking from neck to toe covered up. So you don't need, unless you're taking your shirt off or curling a helicopter, you don't need to do all that fucking working out.
Like Christian Bale wasn't jacked.
Right.
No, he wasn't. He was big. He was big.
Unless you are being drawn by Rob Liefeld in 1992, you don't need to have that many muscles.
You just need pockets.
Show through your suit.
You just need pockets, like a bunch.
You just need pockets. You need a whole lot of pockets and pouches all over your body.
That's right. Yeah. Look, I think he's fucking with you, right? Like, it literally says Pattinson's personal trainer apparently pleaded with him to use a Bosu ball during coronavirus lockdown, but he's, quote, barely doing anything. Yo, he's been practicing Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Like, you really believe this dude is just sitting around eating cheeseburgers all day? No, they're not paying him millions.
And they said he's sticking to his diet plan, so it's not like he's, gaining a gut or anything like that.
Just come out like, oh, Batman year 13, like, fuck it. Like, no, this guy's going to be in shape. But no, he doesn't have to be fucking absolutely shredded. I think they're lying to you just to fuck with you. But no, it's not required. Like Terrence said, put on some weight. Yeah, if you go back and look at pictures, especially of Bale in that scene in the early part of Batman Begins, where he's like fighting on like those stumps and they're like using sticks or whatever. Like he's just a big guy. He's not like fucking shredded. He's just big. And that's enough. I think he was like 225 or something. Like that's enough. You just have to be physically intimidating enough. Like, you know who's not shredded? The guy who plays the fucking mountain. That guy's not shredded. He'll throw you through a fucking wall. Like,
yeah, but he's also like 7 feet tall.
Right, but I'm just saying.
He don't look like.
And he can lift 1,000 pounds. And like, come on.
I'm just saying.
Literally,
he's
1,000 pounds.
No, he's broken the deadlift record twice. He's a fucking monster.
It's psycho. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's a beast. But he's not. But I'm just. My point is like he's not a shredded dude. Like the Big Show for some reason has fucking 6-pack abs. It's unnecessary. Like you're just big. It's fine.
Yeah, that's wild. He had to shape at like 50.
Drugs.
He's been like the best shape he's been in his life.
Ever.
Well, because if he wasn't, he's gonna die. So,
yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah.
He was like, I guess I'll get on this.
His condition would literally kill him if he wasn't in shape.
Yeah.
Right.
And it probably.
So, I don't know. It just. We're having this conversation, right? Meanwhile, like they Olivia Munn didn't want to be second banana, but they put her in that ridiculous Psylocke outfit. You know what I mean?
Right, for 2 seconds. 2 seconds worth of screen time.
Like, all right, yo.
I mean, comic accuracy, it looked great, but like, why are you even in this movie? The shit was ridiculous.
She looked great in it, but did she have to be in it? You know what
no,
I mean?
Fuck no.
Like,
fuck no.
I don't know.
As far as I'm concerned,
and I don't know if I guess we do have these conversations enough about the way women look in these movies, because they're drawn like, I mean, both men and women are drawn ridiculously proportioned.
Yeah,
but yeah, it just, I don't know.
I stand by it, and this is a hill I will die on. The Mystique costume in the X-Men movies is fucking terrible, and it's just for dudes that jerk off to. That's all it is. It don't got nothing to do with her fucking comic book look at all. At all.
Yeah, she's in the
she's naked.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, yo. Like, why did you do that? Like, oh well, her clothes. It doesn't make sense that her clothes change. Nigga, they don't make sense that she's a shapeshifter, nigga. It's a comic book movie. Right, like, that's where you draw the line on realism? Knock it off. Like, come on. Like, that shit made no sense. Oh, no, instead we'll just have a grown-ass woman walk around naked the whole fucking series. All right, cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Just put my hand down my pants right now. Stupid. All right, question of the week, Micah.
This is Terrence's job now, remember?
Is it?
It's
been that long. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, well, let me open it up then.
Wow.
Hold on 1 second. Wow. Question of the week: a favorite comic book movie moment of all time.
All time, God
damn.
It's tough.
No, it's not.
You gotta give me a movie, and then I'll tell you my favorite.
Just think of something you dork.
All time.
Yeah,
like I'll start off.
Find some of your favorites.
We're probably not going to get a lot of DC love here, so I will start off with a DC moment. When in Superman Returns, when Superman saves that falling plane, that is peak Superman right there, right? Like the shit is falling. And it's got like a rocket or something strapped to it. He takes the thing and throws it into space, but it's like, oh shit, the plane is still falling. So I gotta go down there and I gotta save it. And then he grabs the plane, he grabs it by the nose, and it's falling. It's about to fall on a baseball park, and he fucking saves it and then puts the plane down in the park, and everyone in the park cheers. Like that's the most Superman shit I've ever seen on film.
That was the only good thing about that entire movie.
It was literally the only good thing about that entire movie and Batman v Superman. Like it was
yeah.
But there's a ton of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Homecoming, when he's got to lift himself up when the
get up, Spider-Man.
That shit, yo. I'm just like, oh, my heart, my nerd heart. Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite moments in the MCU.
Yeah, I would say that's one of my favorites.
The working together scene in the Avengers, because it was the first time that you saw that. Like,
it's classic,
and it holds up, man. It
really
does.
One of my favorites from the first Captain America, because it is literally the linchpin of his entire character, is that fucking conversation he has with Dr. Erskine before the surgery, the night before. That entire scene is fucking fantastic. Like,
First Avenger.
Yeah, and he's like, it's not enough for you to be a soldier, it's to be a good man. And he's like, that, like, people are like, oh, the Avengers Assemble, all that, like, led up to that. But that moment, that conversation with Erskine is the entirety of his character, the entire MCU. That to me still, I'm like, that was excellent writing. Like, I love that scene so much. And then there's like the part where in the Winter Soldier, where he first sees the Winter Soldier, and he's chasing him, and he's just busting through all those fucking doors. It's a great scene. It's a great scene. There's so many.
The Winter Soldier is my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, that entire movie is fucking awesome.
It's up there.
Yeah. Terrence, you have a favorite?
Might be two of my favorites. I don't know, because I don't read comic books, so I don't have like a point of reference.
I mean, just from the movies, you know.
From the movies?
Yeah.
Like Iron Man saving 13 people from falling from a fucking plane.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Which one was that?
It was 3.
Iron Man 3.
Yep.
I barely remember Iron Man 3.
The fake out. I love the fake out of
with the Mandarin?
Trevor Slattery. Whoa, hey.
That's good.
Yeah, a lot of people did not care for that moment.
No, I thought that was well done.
Dumb, because that was amazing.
Yeah, they just got mad. They're mad because they got duped. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the obvious, like that end game sequence when he grabs Mjolnir is so fucking amazing.
Yeah,
like every time I watch that shit, I get goosebumps. It's crazy. Yep. But I also really like the Smallville fight sequence in
Man of Steel.
Yeah. In Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. Yeah. That was a fucking awesome sequence.
It was a very awesome product placement.
Right, what was it? Pepsi? No. It was Krispy Kreme.
Sears was there at one point.
Yeah,
it was a bunch of.
Yeah, they were battling in an IHOP.
That was a great one. Yeah, the Captain America movies in general. Like, I love all 3 of them.
Yep.
All of them are great. Damn, what else? Probably something from Batman '89.
All right.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I mean, the scene in
the thing, Michael Keaton wasn't shredded.
No,
he probably didn't work out at all.
No, he's like, fuck that. I missed the mom.
Like, nah, I'm just gonna put this suit where I can't move my neck at all.
Look at the fucking Rudy Giuliani, like move. No, but like Batman '89, where he grabs the guy the first time, he's like, "What are you?" And he grabs him, and he's like, "I'm Batman." I saw that in theaters, yo. I was like, my head was like, boom, gone. Brain was just done. Whole rest of the movie, I was like, I don't even understand what's going on. That shit was amazing. It's like, oh shit, it is Batman.
It was one of the first movies I saw in the movie theater. Actually, I was like 8.
Yeah, I was 9. Yeah. I just remember like not giving a shit about it because I was 9 and I was just like who gives a fuck? Yeah, you were not born.
I was literally a fetus in that movie. As far as my favorites, I love Carol's arrival in Endgame.
That's a good one.
Like everything stops and then points up, and they're like, "Yo, what is that?" And she just fucking bodies the whole goddamn
with her head. It's like
her moment with God.
Fucking Jan Rog or whatever.
Yeah,
we was like, "Come on,
fight me! You're like man to man." And she just like, "Fuck you!" Like,
I got superpowers, my nigga. Like, having a hand-to-hand fight. Get out of here.
Yeah. The entire No Man's Land sequence in Wonder Woman.
That's a classic scene.
Yeah,
that's a classic scene. I mean, they literally had her cross No Man's Land. Like, yes, we get it. Message. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a pretty classic moment. Yeah. I mean, there's so many though. Like, I mean, the MCU obviously has a ton. Before DC started fucking shit up pretty royally, like there's some pretty classic DC stuff. You know, I mean, just even the original Superman movies, like. just, the Neil before Zod, like that's a classic fucking moment. Like it just is. It still holds up. It's still great.
There's another scene in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
All right.
Counts.
Which is one of my
Comic
favorite
book, that's
movies
fine.
again. When Raphael gets his ass kicked on the roof.
Oh
You know
yeah.
that part?
Yep.
And he just comes crashing
Down. Yeah.
Look, that sequence, I'm like, I was sad. I thought he was gonna die.
I thought he was.
I was 9. Shut up.
I liked Dr. Octopus's reveal in Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was fun.
I really
was
enjoyed
Yep.
from the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, that fight between Norman and Peter towards the end.
Oh, when he dies.
Yeah.
I like
that little
Yeah, I was
flip.
about to say the subway scene when he saves the train from fucking. That's
No,
a great,
I meant the flip that he does right at the end of that fight,
In the first
where
movie.
he dodges out of the way of the glider and Norman kills himself.
Good.
I was 12 when that movie came out. I remember my friend's dad got us out of school early so we could go to the movies and see Spider-Man.
If that movie came out when I was 12, my brain would have fucking exploded.
My brain did explode.
Yeah, no,
Like
it'd
I
have
was
been too
already
much.
into Spider-Man by that point in time because I really enjoyed the cartoons. But
Right.
yes, I mean, I think for me, like seeing Spider-Man in live action, I was like, yo, Spider-Man is real. Like,
This is like, for me, I'm telling you, and I tell people this all the time. I remember when I saw Jurassic Park 1 and they showed dinosaurs. I had forgotten that dinosaurs didn't exist. For a second, for like 2 hours.
The fact that movie still fucking holds up is amazing.
I was like
20 years old.
I was like,
Yeah.
they made
No, 30
dinosaurs for
years
this
old
fucking
almost.
movie. This
And
shit is
it's the
amazing.
only one that holds.
Yeah. Somehow it just got progressively worse. I don't understand.
CG. Like they used CG, but it was practical / CG in that movie, which
Yeah.
makes it look a little bit more realistic.
Yep. I was trying to. Carrie reminded me of something. I can't remember. Yeah, but there's just a ton. There's a ton.
Even
right.
once the fans answers.
Yeah.
Ken says Watchmen when Ozymandias drops the "I did it 30 minutes ago" line. I don't remember that in the movie.
ooh.
Yeah, I mean that's the classic giveaway of like I beat you. Yeah, I mean
Was that in the movie?
yeah, it was.
It
Now
was?
the thing
Yeah.
is, it's a I think it's a better reveal in the book.
It
just
is.
because I hadn't read the book before. Like I already knew it was coming when I saw the movie. But that reveal is pretty. I mean, it changed comic
He's
books.
like, what are you talking about? I did it 30 minutes ago. Why would I be telling you my plan if I hadn't already done it?
Yeah, it broke every fucking trope ever
Yeah.
in comics. Amazing.
Malcolm says Captain America Winter Soldier. The story was what? The whole movie?
Yeah, the whole movie.
Okay, well done. And the hand-to-hand fight between Cap and Bucky. Yeah, that was a dope fucking fight sequence. Top 5 moment for me and for the culture. Dragon Ball Super Broly. Look. I don't know if any of you have seen that.
I
Yeah,
have.
you have. Yeah.
Yo, that fucking sequence is 45 minutes long.
Yo,
Of them just going in.
seeing that in theaters, fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's dope. It is.
Yeah, it's
And I'm not a fucking Dragon Ball Z guy, but that fucking fight sequence is amazing.
Yeah.
Cam says when Cap finally gets to say Avengers Assemble in Endgame, literally every moment in every MCU movie led up to that moment, and it still amps me up just thinking about it. Henry says Superman the movie when he knocks down the door to Luthor's lair. It's open, come in. The first one? Like the original Superman?
I
Oh,
guess
yeah,
the
with Gene
original
Hackman.
one.
Yep.
That shit came out when not before I don't remember that. And I've seen that movie several times. Mark says most of us are already mentioning Avengers Assemble or Captain America welding Mjolnir, whatever. My choice or choices is the 360 camera angle shot in the Avengers. Yes.
Yeah.
Assembling at the Battle of New York. It was a comic book fan's fantasy brought to life. Also, the Avengers post-credit stinger with Thanos. I saw it at midnight showing, and I lost my goddamn mind when the motherfucker smiled. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
Anthony says, in an effort to not repeat all of the top responses, I'm going to go with a villain moment. And he posts the Joker in the prison, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, that scene is
That
pretty
was a
fucking
great
stellar.
scene.
It's pretty.
Just
stunning.
that whole scene was fucking dope.
Yep, it was.
And another Anthony says when Cap and Bucky was dropping the motherfucking bees on top. Yeah, they was beating the shit out of him. But he ripped dude's arm off? He lasered his arm off?
Yeah.
Yo, shut up, Leonardo.
Catwoman basketball scene.
Yo, that scene is awful.
I've seen that movie. Yo.
I've seen it too.
I have not watched all of it, but I have seen parts of it.
One of the worst movies ever made. Like for real. Like not
like from
a movie standpoint.
From an acting standpoint, from a script standpoint, from a direction, like everything about that movie is fucking bad.
The equivalent would be Liam Neeson climbing the fence.
Oh, 15 times? Yeah.
That's how many cuts are in that fucking basketball sequence. Amir just shows the Spider-Man in Civil War when he first shows up.
Yeah. Catches the shield.
That was awesome.
I mean, that scene was great, but that shown in the trailer reveal was fucking electric. People lost their fucking shit on that.
Rashawn posted a GIF of Cap. I can do this all day in First Avenger.
Yep.
Before he became Captain America, getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, he beat the brakes off
that dude. Yeah, little kid. Yeah, I love that fucking movie. I really do. Bradley says the end credits of Dark. How did you even make it to that part?
I made it. It was a rough ride.
I don't even. I'm never going to do that. Ralph says, "Are we excluding Cap first wielding Mjolnir in the Endgame? If we are not, then everyone not saying that is incorrect."
It's a great
look. That's a great scene. It's one of my favorites. But there are so many others. Khalif says my favorite comic book movie moment was from the first Blade movie, from when he cut Quinn's head off and caught his sunglasses, to when he cut Deacon Frost, and so the whole movie.
Yeah.
Wait, when did he cut Quinn's head off?
No, that's the last. That's towards the last sequence. He cut his hand off in the beginning, and then he cuts his head off with that fucking little thing.
Got that mixed up.
Wow.
Phil says Dark Knight, when Joker confronts the gangsters and makes the pencil disappear. Yeah.
Yep. I saw that shit on
makes me cringe. Yeah.
I saw that on a midnight screening, and I was like, "Yo, this Batman movie is fucking amazing. Why isn't everyone?"
I don't like eye shit, so that always makes me cringe every fucking time I see that scene.
It was good.
Roy says Team Cap and Team Iron Man charging to each other in Civil War. So that's a great scene.
Yep.
Jiminy says it's trite, but in Endgame when Captain Marvel says, "Hi, Peter Parker, you got something for me?" And then all the female Avengers unite. Don't worry, she's got help. I still get teared up every time I see it. It means a lot to a kid who had to wait 40 years to see that level of female empowerment and mutual support on the screen.
That is not trite at all. That scene is so fucking great. I love that.
Carol showing up with her haircut in Endgame. That's my movie moment.
Well, wait, hold on. Where am I on the screen? Lesbian.
Yeah,
you're pointing at me, nigga. What are you doing?
No, not according to my screen.
Fam says, "Yo, when Cap caught Thor's hand and jumped out of my seat and said, 'Oh shit, fam, dead ass.'"
Which fuck is this shit? Which one of them is it, yo? Which
goddamn mystery?
Because
TNP
now,
mysteries, shit.
Because like we were talking about this on Dense Pixels once, right? Like after the show, and Brad was like, I was like, "No, it's got to be Malcolm, right? Like it's got to be."
That's
Malcolm.
who I think
Brad
it
was
is.
like, and Brad was like, "No, it might be Cam, because normally, if someone were to disrespect Cam like this, he would be a little bit more up in arms about it. And he's just kind of chill, like, I don't know who this is. I don't know. Who could it be?"
Cam is fam. Okay, got it.
This shit is fucking stupid. It's funny as hell.
I like that we have built a fan base enough that people either create accounts making fun of themselves, which would be pathetic, Cam, or people are making fun of each other with fake accounts, which is hilarious.
Brandon posted a gif of the first Batman 89. Tell me something, my friend. Have you ever danced the devil in Japan Moonlight? That's a great sequence.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
How do you pronounce this? Rahman Says T'Challa being coronated as king. I love that entire scene.
Yep.
Dirk says that last line of dialogue in Superman the movie was actually "Good night." I guess that's from
the original. Yep.
Yeah.
Will says Cap and Mjolnir. How do you say it? Mjolnir? Mjolnir. Tied with I am Iron Man.
Meow meow. Meow meow.
But which I am Iron Man?
Probably
both
the
of them
first
are
one.
good.
Like the one at the end of the first
both
one,
is good.
or the end
Porque
of Endgame.
no las dos.
Bradley comes back with Captain America saving President Cohagen in the 1990 Best Picture snuff Captain.
Shut up, yo. Shut up. Well, I got a bicycle helmet
with a fucking shield on the front.
Nobody mentioned this, and I feel like it's because the franchise fucking sucks, but I think it does deserve to be there. The Nightcrawler scene from X-Men 2 in the beginning.
Yeah, that first scene.
You got to give it up for that
It's the
shit.
first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
Yo,
you got to give it
it's
up.
good.
That scene is good.
The entire franchise just tanks from that moment.
That
but,
exact moment on. Yeah, pretty much.
And the visual effects on that sequence were fucking dope.
So good.
Yeah, they were good.
Still,
So good.
they worked really hard on that, and then they just decided to
give up.
Whatever.
Yep.
I'll give Hugh Jackman credit. That scene, not the last scene with the ninjas and the fucking Silver Samurai robot shit, but when he's like taking on that other dude in the Wolverine, like there's like a vicious fight scene. That shit is really good. That's actually a very good scene. That movie doesn't get a lot of credit just because that third act
because
was
it's not
trash.
good.
Yeah, the third act was trash. It fucked that movie.
The Wolverine has the distinction of somehow like being really not very good, but not as memorably bad as X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yo,
that movie.
When he pulled out those Who Framed Roger Rabbit claws, I was done, yo. Yeah, yo, I was done. I was like, all right, fuck this.
I went to the press screening for that, and it's one of the worst press screenings I've ever been to. It's right up there with fucking Gem and the Holograms.
Oh shit, that's right. I did send you to that one.
You did.
Yeah.
That dude's directing In the Heights.
But that looks good.
Mm-hmm. That dude.
I want to see.
He directed Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
He went from Gem and the Holograms to Crazy Rich Asians in the Heights.
So Gem and the Holograms is a shitty property then. That's
I don't know. Oh, I have one more. I have one more superhero moment.
Yes.
Superhero movie moment. Thor Ragnarok, where Thor is like charging at the fucking like skelly boys who are all crawling over each other, and the lightning's coming down, and then fucking Immigrant Song cuts back in.
on the bridge. Yeah.
That
sequence is
as soon as Immigrant Song cuts back in, I was just like, fuck yeah, that's so good.
Well,
I love Led Zeppelin, and I love Thor.
That scene is so good because the music choice is fucking phenomenal. And because they had used it in the beginning.
It's such a good callback to the start of that movie where he's whooping ass.
Right. That opening sequence does not get a lot of credit. That sequence is fucking dope as shit. Like when I saw that movie in theaters, when that sequence like really got moving, I was like, yo, I think this movie might actually be really, really fucking good. And then it just fucking took off from there. Yeah. That ending scene is awesome because it actually begins better, like not just with him coming down, but where he's like losing, and it's like, are you the god of hammers, or are you the god of lightning?
Are you the god of thunder?
Or thunder,
yeah.
rather. And
what are you the god of?
Right,
yeah.
and then the fucking lightning comes down and just like knocks Hela off and whatever, and he just goes to fight. That shit is dope. Like, it's a super great scene. Any more, Terrence?
Nakandra says Sin City when Hardigan beats the brakes off of Rourke Jr.
Yep.
That movie's good.
I never saw the second one.
I don't think I've seen the second one either.
I don't think anyone did.
I didn't know there was a second one.
Well, after The Spirit came out, I think people were pretty much done with that entire type of movie.
E-Man says when Hydra Cap said Hail Hydra in the comics.
It's in the comics. I'm not talking about the comic.
Question. Troy says Queens in all caps and Cap Civil War.
Okay.
I guess when he responded to
Queens.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
And Ramirez posts a YouTube video of Blade when he says, "Motherfucker, are you out your damn mind?"
It's a great
Yeah,
moment.
Blade. Look, it's the granddaddy.
It is. It still holds up.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, that shit is funny. I just watched it. That shit is funny. I think Wesley Snipes like I think someone like hit the like they did the squibs wrong or some shit, and Wesley Snipes was just like, he came out for a second like, "Motherfucker, have you lost your damn mind?" Because when he says it, right, like, you know, normally he's playing Blade overly tough like this, but as soon as that shit happens, it's like, "Motherfucker, have you lost your damn mind?"
It's like the fucking reporter. They got the bug in his mouth.
Exactly.
He switched up real quick. Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah, it does not appear that he is acting at all. At all.
That's it.
All right. Next up, we'll jump down to What the Fuck, brought to you by JTD. Make sure you go to the nerdpocalypse.com/merch to buy one of our shirts if you would like. It's a rough time.
I don't have a What the Fuck. It's just the fucking front page of Daily Mail again.
These are from last week.
Oh, did I send? Oh, I sent the wrong one. Give me 1 sec. Talk amongst yourselves.
Go to the nerdpocalypse.com / what is it? Premium. Go to densepixels.com/premium. It's $5 a month or $50 a year. You can subscribe to the TNP Studios premium slate of podcasts, including the airing of grievances, which
when is that coming back?
As soon as we say it's coming back. Mind your goddamn business.
We already have an episode in the bank, but I didn't want to overstep somebody's new episode of a premium show that came out today.
I listened to it. I've never seen that movie. It sounds depressing as fuck, so I might want to watch it. Who knows?
Of course,
Parents Hates Joy,
or the play.
You can listen to episodes of No Time to Bleed, our action movie podcast, The Men with the Golden Tongues, our spy movie podcast, Upstage Conversations, our what would you prefer I categorize this?
Movie musical podcast is fine.
Movie musical podcasts, and the full episodes of the Look Forward Political podcast. Now look, these guys give you an hour for free, and then literally at 61 minutes, shit goes off the fucking rails, and the white man du jour of that particular episode basically wished that what is happening right now on Terrence's background happens for real.
Brad was like,
have we passed the Rubicon yet? It's like, yeah, what if niggas gotta die? It's like, wow.
Brad.
Like, relax.
Yeah, normally, like, when I'm recording, I have the timers running, so I know exactly what I'm like, and go. Feel free to say any horrible things, because you got to pay for it. There are no what the fuck stories this week, because JTD sent me the same stories he sent me last week. It's not my
Good
fault.
job. Quarantine can fuck you all up.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, he over there sweating on his
so you talked about crystal dildos last week?
No, your story is new.
Your story.
So go for it.
Okay, cool.
Crystal dildos.
Crystal dildos. Healing crystal dildos are here to make your vagina a magical place.
Japan.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
This story's a few years old. Healing crystals have been a wellness trend for quite some time now, with a cult following of people who swear by their therapeutic properties. While some choose to harness the rock's energy in the form of a pyramid-shaped decor or jewelry, one innovative company has delved into previously untrekked territory, the crystal dildo market. I don't think this has like a...
Okay.
Yoni?
It's called Shock Rubs, the original crystal sex toy company. All of its products are made from 100% pure crystal. Great.
Wait, this woman has a crystal ball gag? Okay. All right. That's what you're
That's
into.
supposed to do.
bunch of these are
shut
expensive.
people up for a hot minute.
Well, it's crystal.
Yeah, I guess so.
You don't.
Yo, some of these are like $200 fucking.
For a dildo?
And I bet it's not even that good.
Like, does it vibrate?
No.
No, it gives you good vibes. That's all it does. Good vibes. This feels like a lot to get off.
Yeah, look, almost none of these look like they would be particularly comfortable.
$0.
This,
it's a crystal dildo.
Yeah, that is a crystal dildo. This company is located in New York.
Is that a crystal butt plug?
Yeah, sure. That is what that is on that table. Yes, that is 100% what that is.
I mean, they seem to have crystal. I guess these are yoni eggs. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't have a lot of crystal in the house, but I imagine that.
Why is it all up your ass?
I would imagine that crystal is fragile.
Yeah.
Is this safe?
Like, it's
I don't know
solid.
that this is safe. Like, my concern is that a lot of types of crystal are kind of porous. So I feel like these would be very difficult to get 100% clean.
They do like they do in porn. Put a condom on a fucking.
Yeah, are you gonna put a
dildo,
condom
which
on
is
your?
Really weird to me. You ever seen that? Like,
I have not seen.
I have not.
Never seen them put a condom on a fucking.
I have
dildo?
seen a lot of porn, and I've never seen them put a condom.
What are they sharing it amongst friends?
I don't know. I'm like, why did you put a condom? It's okay. Fine.
Yo, these women are literally.
The official website states that using these intriguing toys results in learning to quiet the mind in order to feel subtle energies, develop emotional intelligence, strengthen self-awareness, and accepting every aspect of who you are. It goes on to explain how using them not only gets you off, but turns you on in a way in which you will remain turned on and awakened with a renewed sense of self-awareness and wisdom.
Translation, busting a nut feels good.
Yeah, busted makes me feel good. That's the
I mean, the Ghostbusters were right.
But here's the thing. Like, I don't, and maybe it's me. It's probably just me and my specific vagina, but I don't see how a totally smooth rock would feel.
Well, they seem
a totally smooth, probably cold rock would feel particularly good.
This is going to sound like a weird question. Are crystal dildos microwavable? I was
about to say, can you put it in the microwave to heat it up a little bit?
I mean, I feel like maybe microwave would not be the best bet. Maybe you like run it under some hot water.
Yeah, you don't want to fucking stick in a radiated dildo up yourself, do you?
There's a woman on this Instagram page that is literally has like a chain with a crystal ball on it that doubles as a ball gag. These are people who do things that I would not do. So maybe microwaved butt plugs are the
Look,
all
that's
the
fine. If you think that a rose quartz butt plug is gonna align your chakra in such a way that you are able to be more attuned with the universe, fine. I will continue to use my Hitachi. Thank you.
It's not even made in America, Terry. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, there's the ball gag. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying clicking through this website.
I'm on their Instagram. Like, this shit is lit.
Yeah, I'm on their Instagram. This is very interesting.
Yeah, that's just a pink crystal dildo on a dirty radiator. That's not hot.
That's exactly what that is.
I'm sorry, it's not really doing it for me. That's a woman's
I like how these images are trying desperately to be like modern art.
Yeah,
they put a crystal dildo in a papaya. I guess I was like, it's like a vagina. Like,
yep.
I mean, I like papaya. Wow. It's delicious.
All right, happening. Oh, yep. There's the papaya. Yeah, but it's weird because it's like they have the seeds going kind of like all over the place, and that's not. I guess
it's like because they're trying to be like, oh, it's spiritual and artistic, but like it's still a sex toy at the end of the day. Like,
yeah, you're fucking yourself with a rod. All right.
Yeah,
it's a crystal
with
rod.
a hard, unflexible rock.
Up, and here's a person I didn't expect to see on his Instagram. Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, that's the picture.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's in the picture.
I'm sorry. What?
All right, I got to get off of this.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Throwback to when Chakras was on Conan. Conan having a moment with the prism. And of course, he is making the most Conan O'Brien face of all time. Oh my!
I just don't see how this would be at all comfortable.
Good luck.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. There you go. Or gentlemen, depending on what you're into. Trailers this week. I May Destroy You.
This is a new HBO show coming out in June, starring Michaela Cole. What did you think about this trailer?
I will watch anything she's in.
That is the least surprising Terrence answer I've ever heard.
What?
Yeah.
No, I know you're all about her. I like her a lot, actually.
No, it
She's
looks
great.
good. It looks like it. It looks like it's I don't know what the hell's happening. But I want to know.
Cole plays Abarella, a self-assured, carefree Londoner with a group of great friends, a holiday fling turned aspirational boyfriend in Italy, and a burgeoning writing career. But when she is spiked with a date rape drug, every element of her life and identity is called into question.
Looks interesting.
So very, very different from chewing gum.
It's the same creators too, which is interesting.
Yeah. So, look, it looks good. I saw this I have right before an episode of Insecure, and because me and my wife were like, "Did Insecure start early?" And no, it was this, and it looks good, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, I will watch this. And I'm gonna watch the shit out of this next one.
So this is Unhinged.
Yes.
This is a movie starring Russell Crowe.
Playing himself, apparently.
This is a documentary.
Russell Crowe.
On his drive to work.
And he's sitting in his truck, right? And I think he's got like some Southern accent or some shit.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Like, first of all, strike one or like home run. I don't know.
He's sitting in his car.
I feel like he's nailing the accent though.
He's sitting in his car and he's daydreaming about something because he's having a bad day, and the light turns. The woman behind him honks, very Micah's wife-like, and just kind of leans onto that fucking horn. And he doesn't take too kindly to it. And in the trailer,
because he's a white man in a pickup truck who's had his ego bruised.
And he pulls up and he's like, "Hey, I sorry, I was having a bad day. If you apologize to me for honking at me, we can reset and we can just get on our day." And the woman was like, "No, I was in the right. Dick. You were in the wrong." And he was like, "You know what? I'm going to make you my hobby today." And I'm going to, and he proceeds to, stalk this woman and road rage. The woman goes into like a convenience store and she's asking for help, and she finds the most magical of Negroes that she can find at the time. And she's like, "I think this guy's following me." And this fucking magical Negro is explaining what road rage. Oh yeah, girl,
he road raging.
Like, yeah, no shit, lady. I get it. Like, we all know what road rage is. You didn't just coin that phrase. What the fuck? But look, this shit looks ridiculous.
It looks terrible.
It looks bad. It looks ridiculous.
Agree to disagree. I can't wait to see this.
Let me finish. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, this shit.
Can't wait to watch it.
What was that movie? What was it, like Ben Affleck and Samuel L. Jackson?
Changing Lanes.
Yes. Yes. That's what this kind of reminds me of. That movie was fucking bonkers. I'm all in. This looks absolutely ridiculous. I can't wait to see it.
This movie is going to be the favorite of the year for white men who have Blue Lives Matter stickers on their pickup truck.
Oh yeah, no, this is their falling down.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new falling down. Terrence, how excited are you on a scale of 1 to truck?
1 to truck.
What on the Ford F scale are you excited? Are you F-150 excited? Are you F-250 excited?
How far?
I think
it's 450.
The 350.
Is it 3 or 450? I thought isn't there an F-450?
There might be a 450 also.
Like that's the granddaddy F-450, baby. Like,
F-450. That's probably like
the Super Duty.
Got like 8 wheels on it or some shit.
It literally has. Yeah, it's insane.
Is there an F-450?
There is. It's the Super Duty.
Yo, it's the one with the 2 wheels in the back.
Yeah, it's got dualies. It's got dualies on it.
I'm going F-250.
Yeah, I'm going F-450 XLT Super Duty. Let's go.
How much does that thing cost? Like $100,000?
I don't know, but this thing is probably really ridiculous. Yeah, this is like, I don't know if you gotta take someone out.
There's an F-750.
Jesus Christ! What is that? Dump truck?
It's like a commercial truck.
I knew a guy who had an F-450 and wasn't doing nothing with it but commuting.
Nah, yo,
you was just wasting gas. Like,
yo,
do it.
Yo, if you got this thing.
That's a guy who is
yo, come on, you need to relax.
Insecure in his life.
Nah, yo, you gotta go for the big boy.
Oh, a 650 is just a cab that you just connect a fucking like a goddamn back end to it.
I'm F-250 excited for this.
You guys don't even love America.
I will not risk my life to see this in theaters.
Nigga, who said F-450 is risking your life in theaters? F-450 is like, oh, it's available on torrent right now. Nah, I can win.
But as soon as this is available, yeah, I'm watching.
Oh, I'll rent this.
It looks fucking dumb.
Oh yeah. The second this is out, we will be reviewing this on the show 100%. This looks insane. It's good to see Russell Crowe back. I have to say, not to be a bit of a dick, it's not a surprise that he's doing a movie where he's sitting down all the time. I mean, he's getting a little hefty, dude. He is getting a little big. What happened? What happened to my man from Gladiator? What happened?
I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about this movie, and one of the guys said, "Do you think he put on weight for this movie?"
What?
No, dude. No. He's just a fat ass.
Do you think he? Yeah. Hold on. No. I'm gonna take this role really seriously for Unhinged. Okay. Holy shit. No. But yeah, I'll see it. I'm F-450 excited for this. Okay.
Yo, all right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm watching the trailer again. This shit looks fucking dumb. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I put it on there because I haven't seen a bad movie that I'm excited for in a long time.
Yep.
So
no, that works for me. All right. Any other parting words, lady and gentlemen?
Subscribe to Premium and listen to Upstage because Andy and I did Rent, and I fucking hate Rent.
There you go. Carrie loves Rent. You heard it here first. All right, guys. We will see you next time.
Thanks.
Later.
Bye.
You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.